Hello everybody, Mama Bella here, and I'm gonna be doing a snack prep for the week for our family of 10, for my husband to take in the field, for my kids when they go to school and they need a little snack throughout the school, my kids can take to work, and when Haley's delivering or at the egg barn, her and Josh can have a little snack because it does take hours to do things. So I found these kind of like a Lunchable, 4-compartment Lunchable, and I got them on Amazon. I got 2 packs, there's 20 here. I'm gonna be making my own homemade chocolate chip cookies, but smaller. I'm also gonna be using my Cheez-It recipe, but I'm gonna make bigger crackers. And then I also got some sausage and some cheese. And so we're gonna kind of make like an adult Lunchable, but half homemade and then half healthy. I mean, it's all healthy. I don't know what to say about that. The first thing I'm gonna do is make the homemade crackers with my Cheez-It recipe. Then I got everything laid out here, all the butter softening so I can make this smaller. I'm gonna make just like little tiny cookies and then get these laid out, get them cleaned up, and then cut the sausage and the cheese. And so I'm gonna stick them in the fridge. I'm gonna take some over to Robert and Brendan and then have Haley take some home. And so, and then her, David, they can just take these if they want a snack, you know, grab something pretty healthy, lots of protein. So yeah, let's go. Let's start my weekly snack lunch thingy. I'm telling you guys, I have so many ideas. They're just racing through my head. And this was like, this is perfect. And Joshua normally makes his own like Lunchable. And I thought this is perfect too because it looks like a Lunchable. They weren't expensive. I can make my own homemade stuff and my kids can take them with them and bring them back and fill them up again. All right, sweet. The power just came back on. I was in the midst of getting everything going and the power just came back on. It's been about an hour. So I'm gonna make the crackers first. It's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of shredded cheese, a half a teaspoon of salt, and then 1/4 cup of cubed butter, and then about, I don't know, 4 tablespoons of cold water. We're gonna do it all into my food processor. I did share this recipe on live, but I'll put it on here again too. I'm not gonna make them small like Cheez-Its, I'm gonna make them big like crackers. So if they wanna do like, you know, the Lunchables where you can put the meat and cheese inside the cracker, I want that same thing. So and I'm gonna have to probably make more because I have to make 20 of these for my kids. So let's get this all together. 1 cup of flour. And this is like a cheese blend. So there's like different kinds of cheeses in here. When I did make them, I used different kinds of cheeses and I think I like the Parmesan was good, the ranch was, I guess they were all kind of good. And then a half a teaspoon of salt. There we go. And I got everything ready to go for my cookies. And then, actually I think I'm gonna put this together first and then I'm gonna throw the butter in it. All right, just gonna pulse that so it's all mixed nice. Did you want to break up that cheese a little bit too? You want it kind of powdery? How'd that look? Ooh, that looks great. Okay, and now we're gonna throw the butter in. Try and make sure that it's cold. Kind of like how you're doing like a crust. You wanna make sure the butter's cold. All right, we're gonna pulse this again. And boy, did I have a heck of a time making my crust for my chicken pot pie. I have the apple pie in the oven right now, so you guys are getting a 2 for finishing one video, starting another video. Okay, all right, that looks good. So you want it kind of crumbly, and it should be beaten up a little bit. Oh yeah, it looks great. But yeah, you can put different spices in here, different cheeses if you want. All right, so now we're gonna do, I'm gonna say 4 tablespoons of water, cold water. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're just gonna pulse it again until it turns into like a nice dough. See how that's turning into a, all right, that's beautiful. Okay, now it's time to roll it out. There we go. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Now it's time to roll it out. And if you think it's a little wet, you can add some more flour to it or just lower the amount of water you put in. Like mine's a little tiny wet, but I think once I kind of knead it a little bit on the counter with flour, it'll be okay. All right. Okay, let's get this out of the way. And let's roll these out to make the crackers. So my kids really don't know I'm doing this. I'm kind of like surprising them. I told them I was gonna do something for them for their snack this week. And so they don't know. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of flour on it because it is a little wet. All right, looks great though. All right. Okay, I'm gonna roll this out and then we're gonna cut them into squares. Beautiful, so easy to do. You want it kind of thin because they will rise and be a little poofy like a Cheez-It. So you wanna make sure when you roll this out, it is thin. Or you'll have super thick crackers. If you want super thick crackers, I guess. My family absolutely loved these, like loved them. They said they were way better than Cheez-Its, so. This is all my extra stuff because I have to make more. Let's just get that out of the way. There we go. And I got a super sharp knife. All right, so I do want these a little bigger. My edges are a little off, but that's okay. Now we're just gonna cut them into big squares. My edges are gonna be a little off, but that's okay. So I wanna cut them into big squares. This is a fillet knife, if you guys are wondering. That's why it's so sharp. So easy. It's not gonna cost a lot for you to do this for your family. I didn't realize you guys couldn't see, sorry about that. All right. Some of them might be kind of small. Put it in flour if it starts sticking. That worked out perfect. So now I'm just sticking holes in them just so they can breathe. I think this helps them to puff up a little bit too. Just like a pie crust. It kind of just puts air through the crust so it cooks evenly on the bottom. Okay. The kids are gonna be so excited. And I got lots of time. My kids don't have to be home for a while, so. Joshy's working, Haley's delivering eggs. My husband head to Green Bay, he has to get something. Brendan has a friend over, so they're playing disc golf. He took the day off. A friend that he went to school with. I'm just gonna cut a little bit of holes in some of these, or not cut, but put a little bit more holes in there. All right, there we go. And so I have these parchment papers that I found at the Dollar Tree, and they're really nice because they're sheets and you just pull it out. You don't have to cut them. It's super nice. I use my small spatula here. I think it's just a lot easier to put them on. Some of them are kind of weird, but I don't want to waste anything. And I want them to fit in those squares, so I want to make sure that they're not too big. A couple of them might be too big, but that's okay. Just finishing up, so I got 2 pans of them with 1 batch, and they store really good. When I made my Cheez-Its, I had them just in a bowl on the counter. I didn't even like seal it, and they stayed crispy and really nice. They didn't last long. I mean, they lasted like into the next morning and then they were gone because I had made them later, but they didn't last very long because they're just so good. And these actually turned out really, really good. They're nice and thin, so they're gonna be beautiful. Okay, just dipping it in flour a little bit because some of them I didn't have like the exact flour underneath it. So we're gonna bake them probably, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes, because you want them super crispy. You want them to start to brown on you. I struggled when I first did it because I'm like, are they done? Are they done? But you want them to be crispy. So like when you grab them, they should like crisp like this. I had some little extras here, but I'm gonna stick them on just because I don't wanna waste anything. So you do want them dark. I was a little like gun shy when I first started doing them because I'm like, are they done? I don't want them to burn. I want them to look beautiful. And so you'll know because they will start getting brown. They'll start to puff up and they will be very crispy. When you break them, they won't be like, you know, hard to break. They'll crisp right away. Okay, so I'm gonna put these in the oven, bake them at 375. I'm actually gonna make another batch because I have 20 Lunchable containers to put the snacks in. I got my battery going for my cookies. I'm gonna do the cookies next. And then we'll start putting them everything. Well, every single time I get that duck. And then we'll start putting everything together. Okay. I've been charging this puppy forever. So now I'm gonna make my cookies. The Cheez-Its, I keep saying Cheez-Its, the crackers are done. So we're gonna make my cookies here. All right. I got everything measured out. It just makes it a lot easier. So it's 2/3 cup of shortening, 2/3 cup of butter. You cream that and then add 1 cup of packed brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. And I'm gonna make them small. So I just did 1 batch because I'm gonna make them smaller and it's gonna give me a lot of small ones. The crackers turned out really good. I nibbled. All right. Okay, so next up is the 2 eggs. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla. All right. I figured while the power was out, I might as well get everything all measured out. So when I was ready to cook and bake, it'd all be ready to go. I'm actually gonna use parchment paper this time. I usually don't for my cookies, but it keeps me from having to super duper clean. All right, so just mix it until the eggs are all mixed in. You wanna be careful not to over-mix your eggs because the more you the more you mix, you just keep putting air into your cookies. So it's 3 cups of flour. Normally I mix the baking powder, the salt, and actually I could do that. So it's 1 teaspoon of baking powder. What happened to my salt? Okay. All right, I'm back. And then it's 1 teaspoon of salt. This is a 1/4 teaspoon, so 1. Okay, and then I normally put my vanilla pudding in with my my flour, but I don't want to run downstairs and get it. And these are gonna just be small anyway, but they're still gonna be good. Okay, we're gonna add it to the flour. Yeah, I'm so used to making like triple batches. This is like, seems like nothing. All right, so I'm gonna mix this together and then add in, I'm gonna do milk chocolate chips. And I found this bag of mini M&Ms from the holidays in the freezer. So I'm gonna use it. And that's why I keep my M&Ms and stuff, the ones I use all the time are down in the basement, but it's cool down there underneath my cellar. Well, it's like a cellar, like a food pantry. And then my extra ones are in the freezer because they last so long in the freezer. All right, now it's time to do a bag of these Christmas M&Ms and then my chocolate chips. We actually brought these from Florida because Noah was supposed to make chocolate chip pancakes and never did. So we put them in our suitcase. All right. I got the crackers cooling. So once I'm done with the cookies, we'll set it all out. I still have to, I think I have cheese that's already cut, so I might not have to do that. I just gotta cut the sausage. Josh, he's seen it downstairs. He's like, holy cow, Mom. There's like a huge thing of like sausage. I go, I know, I'm gonna get that use that for you guys for lunches. All right, that looks good. It's time to make these tiny cookies. Itty bitty tiny cookies. That way they'll fit my little Lunchable containers. I don't know how big they're gonna spread. This is the smallest one I have. Kids are gonna love this. It's gonna take forever. I got one pan in, so I'm starting the second one. You know who's gonna love this is Izzy. My daughter Izzy loves mini stuff, like mini everything. We go shopping and she finds mini pans. Mom, can I have that mini pan? I'm like, oh my goodness. And they're not cheap. I could get a big pan the same price as a mini pan. People know what they're doing. These big companies, they know what they're doing. So she's gonna love this. I'm sure she's gonna want me to take some of this to her friends. They're gonna want some little Lunchables too, snack boxes. I wasn't sure how many to get. They come in packs of 10, and I wasn't sure how many to get. So if this goes well, because I'm gonna give some to Madison, my boys, my daughter, Joshy takes them to work, the kids will take them to school. And if I have extra too, I can just fill them up. So we'll see. I might have to go grab some more. I tried the bento boxes, which we do use. We just don't use as much as I would like to use. But I think this summer, when the guys are working and they work all day and maybe they don't want to stop for lunch, maybe they just want to stop and get a snack. I think I'm going to put those together for my guys this summer using those bento boxes. And then for Christmas, I had gotten Haley's fiance, David Richards, and Robert a cooler. It's like a lunch pail, but you can plug it in and you can either cook something in it or you can heat it up. And so Brendan asked me last night, he's like, Mom, I want to get one of those. You know, where'd you get that from? And I'm like, didn't I get you one? He goes, no, you got Robert and David one. And I think it's because Robert and David like work outside. So I was thinking they might want something that's nice and warm, you know, like heat up soup or something. And Brendan usually works inside. So I wasn't really thinking of Brendan, but you know, his birthday's coming up in like a little over a month. So I think I'm going to hook him up with one for his birthday. That's a great idea. Okay, I might have to have the kids go grab something for lunch, for dinner. I was gonna make burgers, but the power went out for an hour and now I've been trying to do the cookies and get these lunches for the kids. I actually gotta get rid of these and get a new one. And yes, my kids are older. Why am I doing this for my kids? I just wanna do it. Like, they don't ask me. That's the thing, when people get so upset because like I take care of my older kids and I cook for them, and I don't clean up after them, like I don't go do their laundry and I don't go clean their houses or do their dishes or anything. And they help here. Haley helps so much here and she doesn't even live here. You know, they come over and they eat and they'll help us pick up and just visit, and they don't like come over and wreck the house. So it's nothing they need to fix when they leave. And they don't ask me to do this. I just really want to do it because I just love them. And I can't wait to do this for my grandbabies. My grandbabies are gonna love Grandma Belle or Grandma Heather, I don't know what they're gonna call me, making them cute little lunch pails, lunch boxes they can come over and grab and eat. And look, it's from scratch stuff. Oh my goodness, amazing. Yeah, so it looks like I'm gonna get 4 trays of these. So that'll be perfect. Or I'll go visit each of my grandbabies and take them one. Like maybe every Tuesday, Grandma delivers them a little snack. But it's so funny because I was talking to my hairdresser today, and she's like, so how does it feel that like your kids are all older? I said, well, it's really hard because, you know, even though they're adults, you see them as little. And so when you see they're struggling, you want to like step in and help out. And when you see them doing wrong, you want to say, hey, you shouldn't do that. You know, and I, you know, we're always going to be a parent. Even when they're older, we're still going to be their parents. But it's hard because you have to step back and then let them make these decisions. And our kids do come to us and they ask us advice and stuff, but you know, we can tell them what we think and stuff, but ultimately it's their decision because they're older. So it is hard, you know, just kind of having to step back and watch. I'm very proud of my kids though. They're all doing so well. They're kind of struggling because the market for housing and being able to rent is ridiculous. Every time a house is for sale, somebody from the big city will come up and pay cash. So all these kids up here that want to stay up here where they grew up, it's hard. But I mean, they're doing so well, and I'm just very thankful for my kids. But it is hard to kind of step back and say, hey, you know, I got to watch until they need help. And then also, she's like, what are you going to do with the cookie? And I said, I don't know. I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like maybe, you know, because I know when when I had my children, you know, it was hard. I was by myself and I would get tired and there was really nobody to help me out. My mom lived a little farther away, but if she was here, she definitely would help me out. I'm trying to make room for more here. And so it was really hard for me. And so I thought, you know, maybe on Tuesdays, I'll deliver dinner to them. And maybe on Sundays will be all our family where everybody will come and bring something. And that Sunday afternoon will be our like family time. So I'm trying to think of things, of ways to be able to still cook. And you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna have to cook for my neighbors. Maybe neighbors who are lonely or older or don't have family, I'll whip them up a meal and bring it over to them. So there is lots of opportunity to keep doing my cooking skills and share my cooking skills. But, and they're always gonna come over for cookies. It just is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna check my cookies, get these in, and then I'm gonna start laying things out. Oh, I do have to get the cheese and the meat. So I'm gonna run down and grab that so we can start getting all these containers ready. I was hoping to get it done before the kids got here, and I don't think it's gonna happen. So it's gonna be a half surprise. I found this Gouda cheese that it's already sliced up. I also got pepper jack cheese because some of my kids like the pepper jack. I also have these cheese cubes. That's actually my favorite. The Vermont and the Gouda are my favorite. And then I have this pepper jack, which is Haley's favorite. Oh, there it is. I have the last of the cookies in. They turned out cute. They're super cute. They're a little bigger than I wanted, but I don't know, I think I'll be okay. Maybe I'm only gonna be able to put 2, or maybe I'll put smaller ones in, but I'll figure it out. All right, so now I just gotta cut this in half and then slice it. I think I need to get a cheese knife. This ain't gonna go too well, I don't think. I'm gonna slice these. And I have 3 kinds of cheese for them. These will fit perfect. Ooh, that one was a little thick. You don't want them too thick, I guess, hey? I didn't used to be a spicy person, but I'm spicy. I didn't used to be someone who liked spice, and now, like the last 4 to 6 months, I'm like, it's crazy. All right. And then I'm gonna set everything out, so as I'm filling the containers, it just makes it easier to fill. There we go. I think I'm gonna cut it in half, like cut the pieces in half. I'm gonna cut it all because my family likes to snack on this at night. So I am gonna cut it all, but I'm gonna cut it down the center. I think just to make them a little easier to get into the containers. I guess I should have tested everything out before I did this. All right, so let's get these sliced, and then I can put them in there, and then the kids can put them on the crackers if they want. I know there's like a paper on the end of it, but I'm gonna keep that on just to keep them a little fresher. All right. I think I'm gonna keep it on the board. I've been seeing a lot of videos on food prep and how mamas are prepping breakfasts for the week, and they're prepping snacks for the week, and they're prepping lunches for the week, and possible dinners. And I'm like, you know what? I need to get on board with that whole prepping once a week thing. I am gonna be making my homemade English muffins. There we go, a couple more here. I'm gonna try and keep it on the board though. So I'm like, you know what, it makes sense. And yes, my kids are older, and you know, it's a little different. When I had my kids younger, holy cow, was I super busy. But you know what, my kids, they work hard, and they, you know, they need a snack, and they need lunches, and they're all trying to make it in this crazy world. And I know I keep bringing up the fact that my kids are older, but people keep like slamming me all over. Like, your kids are older, why are you doing that? I hope their mamas do it too. I hope that their mamas make them stuff. If I was their mama, I would. But gotta be kind, right? You never know what people are struggling with. And sometimes when people are struggling at home or in their life, they just lash out to other people. That's how it is, right? Okay. All right, so I got all of the snacks slash Lunchables for our family. And so here's how they turned out. So each one I put the 3 different kinds of cheeses. So I did the cheese cubes, the Gouda, and the pepper jack. And then one I put all the little crackers. I'd really like to make them bigger next time, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And then sausage, and then I also added my chocolate chip cookies. And so some of them didn't get as much sausage, like this one right here, didn't get as much sausage. And so I decided to put a little pepperoni in there. So for this one, I added pepperoni. So there's just a couple more that I did here. Isabella's super excited. She said, can you please give me the pink and the purple ones? Is that correct, Izzy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, pink. And I did have some extra cookies left for the kids to nibble on. But no, they turned out super cute. I'm super excited. So I'm going to throw them in the refrigerator, and then the kids can grab them this week, and we can reuse them. So I was just kind of thinking, like, give me some ideas. Like, what can I do next time? I definitely like to do the crackers again and the cookies, but different kinds of cookies, maybe different meats. What'd you say, hon?
Fruits.
Oh, yeah, I can add grapes. I can add dried fruit, nuts. Well, not nuts because you can't take nuts to school because of allergies, but yeah, so I wanna keep doing this. I think this is a great idea, and I'm gonna get back to my prepping for our breakfast too. I have another trip to go on, so I got lots going on right now, but look at these little guys. So I love Groot. Look at my windows. Oh my goodness, our hot tub is crazy. And so I found these 2 and he made them for me. I'm trying to find him Lego things for him to make for me. So there we go. The snack boxes are ready for the week. And thank you for joining me. Make sure to subscribe and like to Just the Bells 10. And I've been doing this for Haley. Going to the chapel.
Oh, yeah.
Haley's getting married. All right, super cute. I don't know, super cute. It is super cute though. Don't you think it's super cute? Super cute, super yummy, super awesome. Yeah.